Hey everybody, welcome to Trip It or Skip It. Today I'm in Julian, California, an old town filled with history, charm, and maybe a little bit of trouble. I'm gonna check out some of its coolest spots and together we'll decide, should you trip it or skip it? Tucked away in the mountains of Southern California is a small town that feels like a step back in time. People rave about the pies, the history, and the charm, so I was expecting scenic views and warm apple pie, but what I wasn't expecting was jail time. So, first impressions of this town are that it's like a postcard come to life. And it's crazy, but this entire town smells like pie, and here's why. I honestly can't believe a place like this even exists an hour's drive from San Diego. Julian's roots trace back to the 1870s California gold rush. A lot of the buildings here are original from that time period. I feel like I've stepped into the set of a Wild West movie and I'm half expecting a cowboy to ride by on a horse. Also, if he does, I hope he's cute. I will admit, this place is pretty cool. It does not feel like you're in California. Also, I'm a little surprised because it's way more crowded than I thought it would be on a Thursday at 9 a.m. There's like a field trip going on. There's people having breakfast. Julian is small enough to walk across in 20 minutes. From San Diego, this could be a really cute day trip. But I will say, if you don't care about small shops or history, you might get bored pretty fast. I could see some people absolutely loving this place. But I also see how someone might think there's just not enough to do here. Okay, so before we dive into Julian's history, I need to fuel up, so let's go find a spot for breakfast. I landed on the Julian Cafe and Bakery. This place is really cute. It definitely has the old Western feel inside as well. My water literally came in this mason jar. I will say that the prices here are not what I expected in a small town. I guess we are still in California. As much as it doesn't feel like California, we are still in California. So I ordered the 2-egg breakfast with corned beef hash, and it was about $18. So not the cheapest place I've ever had breakfast, that's for sure. I was expecting this to be like canned corned beef hash, like we had growing up, because we didn't have a lot of money. It has like real shredded corned beef in it, which I was not expecting. It's actually really good. I don't know what the miners were always complaining about. Pretty good. Okay, so now that we've had a good old-fashioned miner's breakfast, I say we continue living like a miner for the day and head underground. Literally. Right now I'm standing outside of Eagle and High Peak mines, one of Julian's most famous gold mines. These mines were once booming with miners hoping to strike it rich. In fact, they were some of the most profitable mines in the area. They would spend hours each day inside of these mines with a candle on their head hoping to strike it rich. Now today, they give tours 7 days a week, and it stands as more of a testament to the determination and grit that this town was built on. So let's go inside and check it out. As we head deeper into this mine, I can really feel what it was like for miners who worked here. The narrow tunnels, the dark corners, the constant risk, all in search of gold that made Julian a thriving town in its heyday. I can't help but wonder if these walls could talk, like what kind of stories they tell. Also, something about being underground really makes me feel like I have to whisper. Okay, so now that we've gotten a glimpse into the lives of the miners who once searched for fortune beneath Julian, I think we need to go and see where most of these pioneers ended up. The Julian Cemetery. Established in the 1870s, Julian Cemetery is a place to reflect on the lives that helped shape this town's rich history. Now, this might be a morbid take, but I personally love cemeteries. I find them so peaceful and just really good places to reflect on life, and the Julian Cemetery is no different. This cemetery serves as a bridge between past and present Julian, allowing us to remember the lives of those who contributed to Julian's rich heritage. So, now that we've paid our respects to the previous inhabitants of Julian, let's delve into the current community and check out Julian Town Hall. Built in 1914, Julian Town Hall has been the heart of this tight-knit community for over a century. It's a place where locals gather, and today, you can see that spirit is alive and well. Just next door to Julian Town Hall is another favorite spot for visitors to Julian, the Warm Hearth. This family-owned gem has been around for decades. Originally a lumber and hardware store, it has evolved into a vibrant retail space with an eclectic mix of goods. Okay, this store is really cool, and I'm gonna go ahead and say I don't think you've truly experienced Julian unless you've been in the Warm Hearth. If you want a little piece of Julian to take home, you're bound to find something unique and special here. Okay, so after that shopping, I've worked up an appetite, and since we're here, I know just what to get.
I thought the day was going great and did not think it would end with me going to jail. Luckily, before that happened, I at least got to try Julian's famous apple pie.
Now, when it comes to apple pie, there are a few different spots in town that rival one another for top pick amongst locals and visitors. But the two that I kept hearing about were Julian Pie Company and Mom's Pie House.
Mom's Pie House has been crafting delicious scratch-made pies daily since opening in 1984.
All right, so first up, Mom's Pie House. Classic apple. Let's give it a try. Flaky, sweet, perfection. It's a really, really good pie. But wait.
Just 2 years later, in 1986, Liz Smothers founded Mom's biggest rival today, the Julian Pie Company.
Julian Pie Company. Warm, flaky, perfectly balanced. Both are really good slices of pie. For me, I think I have a verdict, but if you want to know the winner, you're going to have to stick around to the end to find out.
So there I was at the Julian Pie Company, ready to dive into this slice of pie. Just as I was about to take another bite, someone said, "You should try a slice of cheddar cheese to top that off." Now in my world, that's a no-go, so I turned it down. Little did I know, skipping the cheese is basically illegal in Julian. Apparently, in these parts, pairing apple pie with cheddar cheese is a cherished tradition tracing back to 17th century England. Strange, I know. But by refusing the cheese, I unknowingly committed a local faux pas. And in Julian, I had no idea that might just land you in the slammer.
Okay, so maybe I didn't get arrested for skipping the cheese, but this quirky tradition did get me thinking about Julian's rich history, so I decided to check out the Julian Jail.
Built in 1914, the Julian Jail held some of the rowdiest miners and troublemakers. It stopped operating in 1952, but it's still standing as a historic landmark. While the jail itself isn't reported to be haunted, there are stories about suicides and hangings in nearby trees. It would be pretty creepy to spend a night here by yourself, I'll tell you that.
So as you can see, I didn't technically spend the night in the slammer, but considering where I'm headed next, maybe I should have. Join me next episode as I check into one of the most historic and supposedly haunted hotels in this area. I have a lot more to explore in this quirky little town, and trust me, you won't want to miss it.
Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and bell icon so you don't miss part 2 of my adventure in Julian, California.